Okay, Dylan, going to take a look at your first four snaps that we filmed. First, I'll go full speed. This one was a little bit high, right at his chin, but on line. So let's take a look and see what we can see here. Okay, so full speed. Look like we're finishing pretty balanced. A little bit of a rock and everything, but let's go ahead and set the table and analyze from there. So as far as your back goes, looks pretty good. One thing we like to work on is having our eyes kind of out over the ball, so you make sure you get that good like chin tuck as you come through. Your head is the most important important part of all this, in that your head comes back, but your butt stays down as much as possible. So we want to make sure we try to fight to keep our back here nice and flat, and I would work to keep that leg angle for as long as possible. And you'll see, I'll shoot you a video of myself snapping as well, but you'll see that when I snap, I basically start here and end in the same spot, or pretty close to the same spot on my finish. I know that you do the lockout, which is fine, but we just want to make sure everything's timed up right. So first thing, when we're talking about a great first move, I would like to see the ball up and then straight back on that line, kind of gaining ground up into you first. Okay, so you see how we're a little bit low. So that's going to mean that our hands are kind of moving on this path, which if you take a look at where we release, okay, so the ball's out of our hands, but we're still moving up. Okay, so our hands are ending up way up here. And note the ball flight. We want to try to flatten that thing out. Okay, so again, not terrible, but if we can work to get our hands finishing in this window as opposed to way up here, that ball's going to be on a lot flatter line, fly a lot flatter, and be on a much better line than where we're starting. Another thing, looking at your feet, so it looks like you might have your weight back a little too much. So that's kind of hitting the brakes on our snap. Again, I want to try to get as much depth as possible. Okay, so we're starting here. Let's see how much we get. Okay, so as we're trying to keep our balance, we left a little bit, it looks like, in the tank. I'd like to be finishing flat to where I can be there all day. So I snap, and then I catch myself with that same leg angle that I started with. And then that way we're ready to block. Because from this position right here, there's no way you're going to be able to make a block if called on. We got to be quick on that release. But, falling back, I want to finish in a good balance stance to where I can either go on a spread or retreat, make my block, then get down the field. So let's finish in a stronger position.